could write out all the thank yous and all the great things on a list, but I'd run out of freaking legal pad. Basically, I want to make sure that everybody that's here, I mean, take a look around. There's a damn good reason why everybody's here. It's because of a very special man in our life. Whether he was your husband, whether he was your dad, whether he was your brother, cousin, doesn't matter, coach, teacher, mentor. The guy was absolutely special, and there's a reason why we block a goddamn street off with a command. I mean, let's just be real. I think it's a great tribute today to have a celebration for him. He wouldn't, honestly, he wouldn't really want all this, but on the other side, it's deserving, just like everything that he ever did in his life. The guy did everything for everybody and didn't ask for anything in return. And I think on that side of it, I think that's why everybody's here. Everybody at one point or another has something that they benefited from because Ron Smith was in this community, in your classroom, in your life. It's easy for me to speak. I spent 4 years in school playing ball for him. I know it was a pain in his ass, but he took a gamble on a punk-ass kid in his 20s, and I got to coach with the guy for 30 years. And the things that I learned, the things that I know so many of you out there have learned from the guy, we're all better because of him. And I think today, celebrating Smitty and all the things that he did for everybody, there's a lot of little kids here. You guys don't know yet, but you know what the great part is? And this is Smitty's legacy. All you little kids here, you guys in your little uniforms, your parents learned things from him, and they're gonna keep being passed down. And I think that's absolutely amazing. That's what he stood for. He wanted the best for this community. He wanted the best for this Olympia baseball program, OPBA, everything. So, that being said, just the decades of people that went through that school, things that he had, whether it's the coffee shop, the minor tab, or hell, he probably just ran into at the gas station and he'd strike up a conversation. It's just who he was. He always had some wisdom. He always had a story, or he just wanted to know your story, which I think is probably the most important. When he wanted to know your story, it's because he was really genuinely interested in what you had to say, where you came from, and he appreciated it. And then obviously he just had a great time with it. Wanted to know who you were, why you were, and then he shared his stuff with you if he felt it was needed. I'm just going to get rid of my paper, okay? There ain't nothing on there that I'm not going to be able to tell you any different than you guys already know. When you spend this long with somebody, when he does the things that he does for everybody, hey, look around, people. There's a lot of people here for one person. It's pretty freaking amazing. And I can't thank Ron enough. And even though he would not want a celebration, I am so glad that we were able to celebrate him today. And I can't thank you all enough for coming and being a part of today. I mean, this was Smitty. I mean, baseball, bikes, people, community, that's who he was. And to have this go on today in this environment and to have this kind of turnout, he's proud. He's proud. He really is. There's a lot of stories. Some of you, I think we all have them. Whether some we can tell, some we can't tell. There's kids around. But bottom line is, there's and some of you will know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go into the story. But there's a Oreos and bologna story. Some of you that know it will get a good chuckle. You'll have it in your brain. The rest of you, I'm not bringing it up right now because there's children around. But just things like that. The guy had a story for everywhere he went. And the reason he had a story is because he was involved with everybody who was there. He didn't just channel himself into what he was just doing for himself. We went to baseball clinics, football clinics. He would expose himself to everyone because that's how he learned from people. And that's how he learned to be better for everyone in his community. He didn't try to do it that way. That's just who he was. I mean, does that make sense? I mean, he didn't come here, oh, well, I got to teach people. No, Smitty came and did things because it was just the goodness of his heart. Because that's what he felt needed to be done. He always felt like it was the great opportunity to make people better. Make people better. Give them an opportunity to do something that maybe he didn't have an opportunity to do. And I think that's a big thing. Some of us go out there and some of you volunteer in places. But I will tell you this. One of the things that Smitty stood for was go out and give yourself for the betterment of someone else. It doesn't have to better you, but if it betters somebody else, you did your job today. It's not really even a job. It's just a matter of being a good human being and making it so that the next person had something better than they had before they stepped in. I mean, it's just what it is. Olympia baseball, I'm going to tell you right now. How many guys played baseball before Coach Smith got here? Raise your hand. Okay? There's several of you out there. What I want to make a point of, how many of us remember what did we have when we were in baseball? We had a backstop and 2 benches. That's it. And honestly, there was a snow fence that got put up when the season started for the outfield and got taken down when the season was over. Take a look at the freaking place now. Press box, backstop, big giant scoreboard, outfield fence. I mean, middle school fields here, those didn't even exist when I was playing. And all you guys my age. Bottom line is when Smitty came, he had an idea of what he wanted. He wanted things to be better for everybody coming forward. Each year, something had to get better. And I think his drive and his compassion for involving the community and getting, everybody can raise their hand. He had a knack for getting you to want to go do something, didn't he? He did. He had a knack for making you want to go help make this better. And I think that's one of the most special things that this community could ever have. Because I want to just make it real clear. Think about this. If you lived in a different community, where would you or your child be right now in a baseball program or in this school? Think about it. Think about the places you go, facilities, the way they look. Thank God we're where we're at. And thank God Ron Smith was here. Right? I mean, seriously. Give it up for him. I mean, that guy he changed what was here. This entire community he changed. One man came in with a desire, and he didn't mean to. It's just who he was. It's not like he came in here with an agenda. No, he came in because that's who he was. And we are all better because of it, at one point or another. So I just wanted to touch on a lot of these things. I felt it was needed that we just talk about Smitty a little bit, celebrate him a little. Obviously, having this many people here, I think it's a great tribute to him. And I thank everybody for coming. Enjoy your fellowship with each other. We all have something to share at one point or another. I don't care if it was 1982 or if it was just 5 years ago. We all have something similar to share because of who Smitty was and what he did for us at one point or another. So that being said, I appreciate it. I do want to make real quick, I know Molly and some of the gals, that they made a video. They're going to try to play it on the TVs inside. I've got a little brief glimpse of it. It's really kind of cool. There's a lot of old school pictures and so forth that'll be playing on the TV in there. So if you want, make sure you go in and get a glimpse of that as well. Bottom line is thank you, goddammit, Minor Tap, for taking care of all this. My gosh, they didn't have to do that, but you know what? Smitty had his bike, it parked there, or he'd park there. You know, he ate lunch, he'd be here for whatever, you know, evenings here and there. Bottom line is, this is another thing that community has to offer in this kind of town and this kind of school district. And I can't be more proud to look out here and see the number of people that came out to support Ron and the Minor Tap and everybody that's had a hand in getting this stuff done. I know, like, you know, Julie and Jody and, you know, a bunch of people got this stuff set up and done, and it was a lot of planning. And so thank you to all to make this, you know, kind of pull this all off in a short amount of time. So thank you. Okay. That being said, I got nothing more, but thank you so much all for coming, and God bless you, Ron, for everything you ever did for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, for the great words. I have Smitty's motorcycle playlist, so I'm going to go ahead and put a bunch of music on that he enjoyed listening to while he was cruising down the road.
Oh, shit. Shit.